In this world that we live in, there are two different kinds of wars. One is a conflict between states, and the other type of war is far more bitter, and that is a war of despotic leaders who oppress their own people. It is a war of those to whom people have entrusted their lives and destinies, but who have betrayed their trust. It is a war of those to whom people have entrusted their security, but who directed their weapons against their own people. It is a war which people still face in the Arab states today. Starting from 2010, Arab people initiated a democratic movement by using the means of SNS. From countries like Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, and Yemen, this movement spread to neighboring nations that include Morocco, Syria, and many more. They went forward on the path for democracy with faith in the right to freedom and dignity. Fortunately, many of these nations succeeded. They overthrew notorious dictators that have mercilessly killed civilians. Happy news, right? Yet another form of crisis has ensued as these countries are just starting to establish the fundamental pillars of democratic governance. Because they are in the process of encountering complex political transitions, over 5 million people across the Arab region have become unemployed since 2010. Without a stable government and a job, millions are lost with no food, water, and money. As a result, millions have put their lives at risk by riding a small boat that will take them to Europe looking for an asylum. Many have died during the voyage, or even not accepted by European nations, as there are just too many of them that are coming into the continent every day. Indeed, this is a dire crisis. Democratization movement was for the better, yet millions of lives are greatly jeopardized as security aren't protected due to incomplete government. They see no future in their home nation, but they also have nowhere to go. To mitigate this disaster situation, the UN has started to take various measures to rescue those countries' future. Firstly, the United Nations Development Programme, also known as a UNDP, has launched several social businesses to offer youth with stable jobs that are also linked to helping their nations recover from the current crisis. For example, jobs in garbage collection services or community service centers are offered that aim to take care of mounting waste and to provide delivery of essential goods such as cooking gas, water, and food. Of course, such basic commodities are funded by the UNDP. Second, the UNDP also has organized human rights training workshops to educate values of democracy as well as promoting the application of human rights-based national planning such as qualified election system. Through these teachings, the UN wishes to allow trained intellectuals to be the leaders of their home nations in guiding their countries to fully establish democracy. These two are just a few examples of UN actions. The UN should not engage in temporary humanitarian support, but consider this as a long-term project where we assist all incomplete nations to reach its full democratic stability. Not only that, the UN should bring dictators and affiliated people before the International Criminal Court to bring about justice. There should be no immunity for killers who rob the food of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, democracy is ultimately a means to achieve international peace and respect for human rights. Democracy is a universal value that has to be enjoyed by all, regardless of one's nationality, age, and gender. And the UN definitely has the responsibility to accomplish a world where tyrants fail but democracy prevails, so that all of us be involved in securing the basic human rights for every human in the world. And let us remember that peace does not mean just to stop wars, but also to stop oppression and injustice.